Hey, book lovers! We are Ellen and Sarah, and this is Besties and Books, where we drink wine, share laughs, talk fantasy and all other genres, and all the stories that steal our hearts.
So we enjoyed our first vlog so much that we're back at it again. So last week we did a vlog of Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This was book 1 in the Boys of Tommen series, and this was selected from our random genre TBR jar. It was so good, guys. It was so good. So we couldn't wait until next month to start book 2. So we're literally cramming it into this month.
Book 2 in the Boys of Tommen series is called Keeping 13 and continues the story of Johnny and Shannon, which ended on such a cliffhanger in book 1. Like last time, this vlog will once again show our real-time reactions to the book, inclusive of all the details, drama, and spoilers. So if you haven't read it, you may not want to listen in.
Before we jump in today as well, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, we are back with another reading vlog. Sarah and I had so much fun filming a reading vlog for Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh that we thought we have to do part 2 and do a reading vlog of book 2, Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh, which continues to follow Shannon and Johnny's story. I'm about 10% in, but before I do my initial thoughts, please note that this vlog will contain full spoilers. Also, if you would like to see a spoiler-free version of our thoughts or a spoiler-free reading vlog, please let us know in the comments below and we will definitely add it to our list because we have really enjoyed filming these. Okay, let's get into initial thoughts. So, holy shit, this book has started off with a bang. We have picked up right where we left off at the end of Binding 13. We are back in Shannon's house. She's just been beaten to near death. Joey starts getting beaten to the pulp by his father to near death as well. He's getting his face smashed against the tiles. It's horrific. The 11-year-old has stepped in and threatened to stab the father if he doesn't get off Joey. Finally, the father backs away. An ambulance is called for Shannon because she's got a collapsed lung. Oh, it is just like thing after thing after thing. It is just so gripping. Johnny has also worked out that the father is the one who is beating Shannon. He comes in, tries to bulldoze the situation. He's calling social services. He's demanding to speak to Shannon, with Joey left him 1,000 voicemails, just trying desperately to get involved. Joey and Johnny's father have told Johnny to calm down. These situations have to be treated delicately because if Shannon's taken away from the home, she could be put in another school, another family who could be worse. Like, you just don't know the situation and you have to treat these things really delicately. The father has also disappeared. He hasn't been arrested. It's like, oh my god, is he gonna pop up? Like, is he just going to randomly come by the house? Like, it's just so... Or even the hospital while Shannon's there. I'm just like totally gripped and on the edge of my seat. I know I'm smiling right now, but this is horrific. But the way that it's written is so gripping. I am already like, is this going to be another 5-star read? Like, is this... I'm just obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. We've also had the long-lost brother Darren come back out of the blue. He's come into the hospital and tried to explain to Shannon that the mum has been doing the best that she can. She got pregnant with Darren at only 14 and gave birth at 15. She's been abused and raped and threatened throughout the entire relationship with her husband and Shannon's father, so she's also gone through a lot. But it's like, it's all a little too late. Like, Shannon and Joey are just at a point where you have no idea, Darren, about what we've gone through since you've left. Like, we have suffered constant beatings, constant threats. Joey has been the real father of the family and has stepped into this role of protecting them. But then Darren's trying to explain that Shannon will be pulled out of Tommen and the school that she loves and a new family that she doesn't know if she doesn't cooperate and say that the mum was doing the best that she could in the situation, is also a victim. It's just like, oh man, it's so full on. And it's like Shannon and Joey are just so angry with their mum. Ugh, this story is just so gripping. So gripping. Anyway, I'm at the point now where Johnny has just turned up at the hospital. He's seen Shannon through a window, all black and bruised, barely recognises her with how badly she's been beaten. Johnny's father is there, he's a barrister and he's talking to the nurses. So I'm super excited to get back into it. It's one of these books that you just cannot put down, and I hope the rest of the book continues on this trajectory of me just being totally obsessed. Anyway, I will stop yapping and I will check in again soon when I have something more to say or if I'm around the halfway mark.
Hey besties, time to do my first check-in for Keeping 13, and picks up literally in the same scene where book 1 finishes. So Shannon is at her home. She's lying on the ground in a pool of her own blood. She has been brutally bashed up by her father. Her big brother Joey, he arrives home, her mum with him, and Joey quickly intercedes, pulls her dad off her. Obviously, Joey completely loses it, and he issues an ultimatum to the mum saying, you've got to pick him or us because we are not putting up with this anymore. Shannon's mum, who I equally despise and feel very sorry for, she feels very torn between her husband and her kids, and initially it looks like she's going to side with her husband, but at the last minute she does kick him out of there and says, get out, we never want to see you again. Meanwhile, Shannon is lying on the floor and she cannot move and she's thinking she might die. Johnny, he's in another city, in another hospital, recovering from his surgery that he had in relation to a football injury. He's had 2 days completely passed out on painkillers. He wakes up and he knows something is wrong with Shannon, and he knows that she told him something and he cannot think of what it is. So he's racking his brain every minute trying to go, what have I forgotten? He ends up pulling in Gibbsy to help him, and together they figure out what they think is happening, that Shannon's dad is abusing her, and he flips out. He is calling the police. He's telling his parents. Everyone thinks he's overreacting. He said some crazy things on his pain meds, and I think it's just sort of some lingering craziness due to pain meds. So nobody is taking him seriously. Shannon's now gone to hospital. She's covered head to foot in bruises. She has a punctured lung. She wakes up in hospital, and her big brother Darren is there, whom she has not seen in years. He left years ago because he could not handle the abuse from the father. So he's bailed. He's now come back at the request of the mother, and he has got a plan to keep the family together and out of foster care. Now that plan involves Shannon and the other siblings testifying against the father so they can have a restraining order put against him, but also she is supposed to back her mum up and say that her mum is a fantastic mum and she is a victim in this as well. And Shannon is not quite sure she can do that because her and big brother Joey have got to the point where they are done with the mum, and they know she's gonna ask the dad back at some point. So they're very skeptical of this whole situation. So she's lying in hospital. Johnny finally gets on to Shannon's brother Joey and hears that she is in hospital because her father found out that she was hanging around with Johnny and her father bashed her up for it. So Johnny obviously is devastated. He comes to the hospital, sees her lying in bed, approaches, and it is such an emotional scene. He is devastated and distraught. He's trying to hold it together because he is also ready to go out there and kill Shannon's dad, which I think he can accept is probably not going to help anything. But they have this beautiful, tear-jerking moment in the hospital that's horrible and sad and sweet all at once. And this is about, I think I'm not even 20% into the book, and so much has happened. It has not let me down so far. I was a bit nervous about reading book 2 because I loved book 1 so much. I thought book 2 might not be able to compete. But so far, it is going well.
Hey guys, back with another reading check-in. I'm just past 40% through Binding 13, and I'm up to the part where basically Shannon's just received a letter from her dad. She hasn't opened it yet, but the Guard I suppose that's the equivalent of Child Protective Services in Australia, have just turned up at Shannon's house and said, we know where your father is. He's checked himself into like a rehab facility. He's been there for the last 2 weeks. He needs to complete like another 30 days there or something, and then he'll basically be released. His court hearing is in November. So Shannon's world has obviously come crashing down because she really got her hopes up that this man would be arrested for what he did to Shannon and the family. And it is like horrific. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, how the fuck has this man not gone to prison? Like, he has beat the living shit out of his daughter to the point of near death, not to mention beatings and beatings over multiple years. But he can just go to rehab for 30 days and it's all fine. He's just going to check in and then he'll have a court hearing in November. Like, what the fuck? So basically Shannon's just told Johnny this. They've spent a whole day on the beach together and I'm sort of near that point where the day is being wrapped up and I think they need to go home or something. So still loving it. I'm absolutely gripped. There are so many really dark moments and then there are so many humorous moments. Like, Johnny's mum is just hilarious. I am loving her character. Absolutely loving her character. And then Gibbsy is also just making me laugh out loud. Just some of the things that they say. I highlighted a couple of quotes, but I feel like even if I said it out loud right now, you just wouldn't find it funny. You just have to be in the moment and you have to read it. At one point, like, Johnny's mum, she's just so cringe. So awkward and cringe, but so funny. There's this one scene where Johnny finally gets the all clear that he can go to town on himself. If you know, you know. And so he goes home, does what he needs to do, but has left like tissues lying around with the evidence, I guess, of what has happened. And Gibbsy comes over at 5:30 in the morning because he's like determined to train and Johnny promised to train him and he's sat on one of these tissues. And oh my God, it's just so funny. It's just so funny. Because he's like, man, you just like ejaculated on me. Like, what the fuck? Oh, it is literally the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. And then like Johnny's mum has a chat to Johnny about not doing that on his friends and it's just so awkward and cringe and it's just absolutely hilarious. So I'm just loving the comic relief from Johnny's mum and also from Gibbsy as well. I love them. Like, they're really turning into some of my favourite characters. Obviously I love Johnny and Shannon. Like, we don't even need to go there. But the side characters, there's something about an author drawing you into side characters that can make the difference between a book being like a 3-star to a 5-star. Love it. Absolutely love it. So soon after my last check-in as well, on a bit more of a somber note, Shannon's in hospital and Shannon's mum has gone off at Johnny visiting the hospital. But basically Shannon's mum and Darren, for some reason, don't seem to give a crap about Joey. They just think he's overreacting and carrying on. And then Shannon, if you can hear the squeaking, I'm sorry. I feel like my puppy dogs want to make an appearance, but I bought one of them, Humphrey, a ball, and he's looking at me right now like, can you please just throw it for me? Anyway, so if you hear the squeaking, I'm sorry. It's just Humphrey and Freddie wanting to make an appearance on the Besties and Book channel. Anyway, going back, the situation with Shannon's mum is just like so messed up. She basically implies that if Shannon hadn't given the father a reason to beat Shannon, aka being caught kissing with Johnny, Shannon's father wouldn't have beaten her and Shannon wouldn't be in hospital right now. And that makes me feel so sick that the mum would dare even allude to the fact that this could be Shannon's fault. Like, what the actual fuck? And then Shannon's mum projecting all the time about saying, you know, Johnny is just like Shannon's father. This is how they all started out. Shannon's father wasn't abusive in the beginning. They're the exact same person, and really scaring Shannon away from the one person in her life that truly makes her happy and brings her out of her shell. Like, I just can't stand Shannon's mum. Cannot stand her. Again, I've never been in a DV situation before, so I understand her mum's been abused as well, and obviously is pretty emotionally shattered. But, the anger. I feel Shannon's anger. I really, really do. And the author is doing it so, so, so well. The other thing that like really pissed me off was Shannon's mum going off at Johnny and his mum when they dropped Shannon back over after she stayed the night at Johnny's house to sort of get some reprieve and hang out and whatever, and basically alluding to statutory with Johnny, and it was just such utter bullshit. And I loved the fact that Joey and Shannon and all the boys got to witness Johnny's mum being a real mama bear, stepping up for her children, not taking any crap from Shannon's mum whatsoever, and totally putting in her place, defending her children. It was just like chalk and cheese, and I think Joey and Shannon were both like a bit shocked, like, oh, is this what a mother's supposed to be like? Yeah, it is. Anyway, I'm loving the story. I am so gripped. I love the side characters. I love the main characters. I love Johnny and Shannon. I love Johnny's protectiveness of Shannon. I love his short temper. I love that he's grumpy. I love that he steps in even though Darren has never ever abused Shannon, but he lays his hands on Shannon to try and get her into a car, and Johnny's having none of it. Her friends are having none of it. I just love Johnny. I love it. And I love Shannon's character as well. That is enough yapping, I think, from me, but I will check in again when I have something more to say, or I'm around that sort of 70%-ish mark.
Hi, besties. Quick check-in on Keeping 12. I am about at the almost halfway, 45% mark, and there's been a bit of a dip in the intensity, but it is starting to peak again. So I have literally just read that Shannon's come home. Her dad has been MIA for weeks. The police have been looking for him. She arrives home, the police are there, and the police are telling the family that her dad has checked himself into a rehab center. He has seen the error of his ways, he's getting help, and he will be out soon. And that means that he will be free until his hearing, which is many, many months away. So Shannon and Joey are understandably freaking out. Her dad has written a letter to each of them, which she cannot read. She has to get Johnny later on to read the letter, which of course is a big sob letter about how he's sorry and he's seen the error of his ways and he wants to be a family again. And the panic and the dread levels in poor Shannon are just skyrocketing. She is going out of her mind every second now, wondering, is her dad just going to appear around the corner? Meanwhile, she's been worried this whole time that Johnny is going to get jack of her crazy family and just walk away from her. Johnny's parents would certainly be happy if he avoided her family, but Johnny is determined to stick by her and support her and be there for everything. It is so sweet. There is even this sad but hilarious scene where Joey and Shannon pick up Joey, Shannon's brother, and he has taken a few too many drugs and he is throwing up everywhere, and Johnny takes him home and basically showers him because the guy cannot look after himself. It's very sweet and also very sad. Johnny is getting a real insight into, you know, family life and how it's affected all of the children, and he is furious at the parents. He is determined to help, but he also feels so helpless. So it's a very emotional ride. Of course, we have Gibbsy the whole time that is providing some excellent comic relief, and I think without him it would be a really serious book, but he brings some beautiful lighthearted moments amidst all the chaos. So I can't wait to keep reading. Bye!
Hey guys, I am back with another quick check-in. I am about to go for a walk, and this was the only opportunity I had to do a super quick check-in. So I'm about the 70% mark in Binding 13, and basically what's just happened is Bella has attacked Shannon in the school bathroom. She's scratched her with her claws. I mean, they might as well be claws, right? Her nails. She's scratched her with her nails. She's drawn all over her with lipstick, poured water on her food, and it was just awful. absolutely awful. So Shannon calls Joey. Joey comes. She was expecting Joey to just pick her up, but instead he goes straight to Cormac. After punching Johnny, thinking he was involved, goes to Cormac, starts beating the living shit out of him. His girlfriend starts absolutely ripping into Bella. She's like, pick on someone your own size and I'm here and I'm going to get you. Like, fuck you. Oh, it was so good. And it also rescued Johnny from the situation a little bit, because if he went to town on Cormac, he could have potentially lost his place in the academy when he's doing these like under 20 tryouts. So I was just obsessed with Joey and his girlfriend in this scene. I love Joey so much. They then go to the principal's office. He's going on about how there's zero tolerance for bullying at school and blah, blah, blah. Johnny's father steps in and he's like, that's not good enough. Suspension's not good enough. I am going to represent the Lynches for free if you don't do something about it. He is just such a badass in this moment. I love it. Love, 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 love. Mr. Kavanagh. Oh, Johnny's father was so good in this moment. Joey was so good. His girlfriend was so good. I loved every minute of this scene. Backtracking though, holy shit, something I have to say. When Johnny sees Shannon's father out the front of the cinema and beats the living crap out of the father, oh, that was so intense. Oh my gosh. I've been on the lookout for Shannon's father making an appearance, right? Every time they're alone together or Shannon goes to her house or is alone somewhere, I'm expecting Shannon's father to just pop up. I did not expect him to be in a car with a random woman after they'd all been to the movies. And when Johnny approached him, I was just like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what's going to happen? And I was so nervous for Shannon. I was so nervous for Johnny. It was like, oh, that scene was so good and just not what I expected at all. I did not expect Johnny to go to town on Shannon's father. Oh, that was so good. I'm also just finding, still, obviously, Gibbsy and Johnny's mum absolutely hilarious. Like, there's this moment where Johnny shows Shannon his, like, privates, I guess. And he's like, well, yeah, this is my dick. He introduces her to his dick. Oh my God, it's too much. It's so cringe. I could feel myself reddening at the moment. It's literally the most cringy thing you can say. Like, hey, come and meet my dick. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, it was so cringe. It just literally had me laughing out loud at how awkward this moment was. It was just so funny. The whole thing, and then Johnny's mum walking in on them while they're having sex for the first time. It's just like, oh, it brings back all the memes of high school and trying to sneak around behind your parents' back. It's just like so cringe and so awkward. But you just can't stop reading. It's just so well done. Something as well that I'm super suspicious of is Johnny's parents are sort of having these hushed conversations and talking behind Johnny and Shannon's back, won't tell them what they're talking about. And it's almost like they're working in the background to try and fix the Lynch family situation. I don't know if that involves adopting Shannon and the Lynches or getting them out or getting restraining orders or what is going on, because there's obviously some sort of order against the father. I can't remember exactly what the order is called, but there is something going on. Johnny's parents are working on something and I'm dying to figure it out. Like, I really, really want to know what Mr. and Mrs. Kavanagh are up to. I love where their characters are going as well. I banged on about it before. Side characters in this book are awesome, but they truly are. But I'm just like, oh, I'm dying to figure it out. Anyway, that's my check-in for now. I probably won't do another check-in now until I finish the book, and I will tell you my final thoughts. Super excited. I think I might even finish this book tonight. Like, I might actually finish this book tonight, if not tomorrow. So stay tuned. I will be checking in with you again very soon.
Hey, besties. Quick check on keeping 13 before I run into work. I'm just shy of the 70% mark. Still
loving it. In terms of our two characters, Shannon is really growing in confidence, which is nice to see. She's starting to stand up to her mum a little bit in terms of her relationship with Johnny. She's trying to stand up to Bella, which we'll talk more about later. Johnny is still same as ever. That guy, he just cannot do any wrong. He is like caring, loving, supportive, solid as anything. I love him. Their relationship is definitely heating up. They are forever trying to sneak moments alone together, which proves rather difficult given Johnny's lovely but sort of hovering mother and Shannon's crazy mother. And they have been interrupted more than once, having a little bit of a quiet moment, a private moment together. Shannon's dad, the threat of him is just sort of hovering in the background. So he's back in the local area. Johnny and Shannon have even bumped into him outside the cinemas, where Johnny just went at him and like verbally and physically attacked him, which was amazing. But so far the dad has stayed away from the family home, and I am seriously stressing and worried that very soon is going to change. Ooh. Despite all that tension, there are some hilarious moments through this book. I have laughed out loud many times. My husband thinks I'm going crazy. My favorite is this particular scene where Johnny rocks up to Shannon's house to pick her up, but she's actually at her friend Claire's house. Then Johnny sees out of Shannon's window in her lounge room her three younger brothers poking their heads out. So he decides to go to the house, knock on the door, sort of sees them there on their own. Their mum's passed out in the bedroom, and he ends up taking the three boys with him, takes them to McDonald's, feeds them, and then spends the afternoon with them. But the longer he's with them, the more he starts panicking about the fact that he's essentially stolen these three boys from their house. So he goes to get his friend Gibbs, who then makes a number of hilarious and inappropriate jokes about the fact that two teenage boys have just abducted three young boys. So now they're both panicking. So they take them home to Johnny's mum and sort of like palm them off to her. And she is, of course, lovely and very welcoming. And then they have to call Joey, Shannon's big brother, to come and collect the three boys whom they have abducted. So good. So funny. Oh, and Bella. Oh my God. She has just attacked Shannon in the bathroom. She's bullied her. Like, what a bitch. But she gets her payback because Joey and his girlfriend rock up at the school to pick up Shannon, because Shannon's called her brother Joey, and they go at Bella and her boyfriend, basically pummeling them to the ground. I loved every second of it. And even though, you know, Bella did sort of do some not very nice things to Shannon, it was nice to see Shannon attempting to stand up to Bella, even though it didn't achieve much. But we can see her growing in confidence, which is just so nice to see. All right, that's it for my check-in now. I will check in hopefully in the next few days. I will have finished the book, so we'll have probably at least one more check-in before the end. Bye.
Hey guys, besties. Okay, I have finished Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh, and I feel like I have so much to say, but I'm going to try and keep it brief. I really wish I filmed my reaction to Shannon's dad turning up. Oh my gosh, that was so explosive, so unexpected. Oh, I don't know how this author does it. I knew, when I say we, I mean Sarah and I, that there's this grey cloud hanging over Joey and Shannon and Johnny and everyone else, that the dad is out, he's in the local town, but he hasn't shown up yet. So we're all really anxious, like, he's going to show up. Is he going to show up now? Is he going to show up now? But when he did, just totally did not expect that. So let's backtrack a bit. So after my last check-in, literally, I wish I filmed my final reaction live, but literally within pages of my last check-in, Joey gets in a fight with his mum. They just argue, basically, and Joey leaves, and it's really, really upsetting. Shannon is bawling her eyes out. Joey's girlfriend is losing her mind, begging him to stay. They're falling to the ground, crying. It's very dramatic. It's so heartbreaking. And I'm like, why is Joey leaving? What is going on? Joey takes off down the street. He's on drugs. We don't know what he's on. Well, everyone thinks he's on weed. We know better now. But oh my God. Darren then is like, I'm going to go after Joey, takes off after him. And within minutes of that happening, Shannon sees a car. I've literally got goosebumps all over me. But Shannon sees a car driving up the street and it's her father. Oh my gosh. He smells like whiskey and he's making all these promises like, I just want to be a family again. Let's go inside. You should go to bed. The kids should go to bed. I just want to talk to your mum. Acting all nice, but it's obviously very, very suspicious. Shannon also notices the smell of alcohol within the house after they all go to their rooms is really strong, and there seems to be like wet puddles of some kind of substance throughout the house since the dad got home. Shannon also notices that there's like no shouting between the mum and the father, and she's very, very suspect of that. But she pulls herself together, she calls Johnny and she's like, my dad is here. You need to come now. Like, my dad is here. Shannon climbs out the window and is like a total mess. Oh my gosh, I've got goosebumps. She's a total mess and is like, Johnny, my dad's inside. The boys are inside. Joey's gone. Darren's gone. I have no idea where they are. It's just the three little boys in the house. And Johnny's like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to save them. So he sneaks in. And when I tell you this was the most tension-filled chapters that I think I've ever read in my life. Oh my God. Like literally Johnny tiptoeing through the house, trying to keep the 3-year-old quiet who's just wet himself. He can smell the alcohol throughout the house, doesn't know what's going on. He can't really hear the father or the mother. They're just having a conversation downstairs and it's all hush hush. And he's trying to figure out how to get these boys out of the house. And he asked Targ, the older child, where are Shannon's keys? We're going to get out the front door. And they sneak downstairs and notice that the father's back is to the front door, but the front door's locked. And they've got to sneak by. He's got to sneak past to get the kids out. Oh my God. I was so anxious. I nearly skipped ahead. I was this close to skipping ahead to find out what happened because I felt like I just couldn't read it. Like I just had my hands covering my eyes. It was like watching a horror film unravel and I just couldn't stop it. My palms were sweating. I literally messaged Sarah and I was like, my palms are covered in sweat reading how Johnny is trying to get these 3 kids out of the house. Oh my God. So the door clicks when Johnny unlocks it and the mum starts coughing to cover it up. So his eyes snap to Shannon's mum. He's expecting Shannon's mum to be like, what are you doing? Stop. But Shannon's mum is like, go. Go, go, go. Get the kids out. Tell them I'm sorry. She's mouthing all these things to him. She tells the father, I'll have a drink with you, but I'm just going to shut this door. So she gets up and she helps all the boys escape out the front door. And she's like, says to Johnny, don't come back for me. Johnny's like, I'll come back for you. And she's like, do not come back to this house. Anyway, Johnny basically escapes by the skin of his teeth. Oh my God, it's such a close call. Oh my God. I'm still shaking. And I read this like the other night. Okay, so they escape. They go back to his house. He lets his parents and I guess the local police turn up at the house and report that there's been a fire. So the father literally lit Shannon's family home on fire, burning himself and his wife, Shannon's mum, alive within the house. And he thought that Shannon and the younger kids were also in the house when he lit the house on fire. So it was basically murder-suicide. I tell you, when I was shook when I read this, shook. It's like you expect something bad to happen, but the worst possible thing out of your imagination then happens. That was so intense, so devastating. It was just so full on. I really wish I filmed my live reaction, but I was like so gripped and on the edge of my seat. So obviously, you know, the news is broken eventually to Shannon and the younger boys that the mum and the father are dead, and they take time to process that. They're still taking time to process it towards the end of the book, but there's a scene where Johnny and Shannon finally reunite after everything that's happened, and Johnny describes what Shannon's mother did to help him get the boys out of the house. And oh my gosh, this describing what Shannon's mother did to help when Johnny broke that news to Shannon, that brought on the waterworks. Again, I wish I filmed my reaction, but I was like, oh, I was full crying. And if you've watched the entire vlog, you would know that I've had my ups and downs with Shannon's mum, not really trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but then she's done some really awful things, negligible things, not taking care of her kids at all, just being totally crippled by this fear. But that scene when Johnny was describing what Shannon's mum did to help him and the boys get out to Shannon, oh, that made me very, very emotional. So then sort of after all of this happens, we get almost like an extended epilogue of, I guess, the aftermath, and Shannon's parent, that secret that I was saying in my last check-in, I was like, not Shannon's parents, sorry, Johnny's parents are up to something. They're having all these hushed conversations behind Johnny and Shannon's back. What is going on? I really want to know. And it turns out that they've been wanting and trying to foster Shannon and her siblings. And I just thought that was such a beautiful, beautiful surprise and secret, and oh, I just loved that. I loved it so much. I did sort of suspect it at a point. I was like, I wonder if she's trying to foster them. But then I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, so I think I sort of guessed that's what was happening. But it was really, really beautiful how it all turned out, and how the boys are thriving with the Kavanaghs, and how Shannon's like putting on weight and doing so much better and being a normal teenager and not living in fear. So I really, really loved how this book sort of wrapped up the Binding 13 and Keeping 13 all together, and you sort of get a bit of that happily ever after. I thought that was super nice. And then Johnny delaying the contract that he was offered in the senior team for rugby so that he could have another year of being with Shannon and being a teenager, most of all. It was just really nice. It was a really nice way to wrap up the book. And I have to say, I loved these two books. I love them so much. I cannot wait to read book 3 in the series, and you'll be damn sure that we will be vlogging that one as well. I'm going to try and get my live reactions in the next one. But to wrap it all up, this was a definite 5-star again from me. 5-star duology. This is going to go down, I think, as one of my new favourite series of all time. Stick around after this check-in because Sarah will be doing her final check-in as well, and I'm dying to hear what her final thoughts are. I'm sure she'll be begging me to read book 3 ASAP. So stick around to see what she thought of the ending, and I will catch you soon. Bye!
Okay, I have finished Keeping 13, and whoa, just whoa. I actually finished it a few days ago, and I was just a bit gobsmacked. I just wasn't able to do a check-in until now. So if I'd known what was literally about to explode when I did my last check-in, I probably would have waited and read another 5 or 10% and then just done a gobsmacked check-in. But anyway, I didn't. I did my last check-in at 70%. The 70 to 80% mark, oh my gosh, that was probably one of the tensest, like most suspenseful, stressful sections of a book I have ever read. I think I'm still I guess I'm in awe of the writing. Like, it's so well written. You just cannot help but be sucked in and like engrossed in the story. I don't even really know how to cover it in a check-in, but Shannon's dad comes home. She sort of is sent to her room. The 2 older brothers have left the house, so it's just Shannon at home with her younger brothers. She runs off to her room and her dad sends her there. He wants her out of the way. She's terrified. She calls Johnny, tells him what's happened, and he's like in the car straight away, heads over there. She can hear her dad walking around outside her bedroom and some sort of like sloshing of liquid, and just thinks he's drunk, doesn't really know what's going on. Johnny comes, sort of she basically sneaks out her window. Then Johnny comes back into the house to get the boys. But because the bedrooms are on the second floor, he can't really take 3 boys out the window. So then he carefully, slowly trudges through the house in this just like very suspenseful section of the book. Luckily, Shannon's dad has her back to where Johnny's taking the boys out the front door, and the mum sees them, and he's super worried that Shannon's mum is gonna just, you know, yell at him or stop him. But she doesn't. She actually helps cover for him, and she sort of coughs and makes some noises so he can get the boys out of the house. And then at the last minute, she's sort of mouthing to him like, get the boys out, tell them I'm sorry, like, get out of here. And he tries to encourage Shannon's mum to come with them, but she won't. She just says, go, go. And we don't really know what is happening at the time. And then he takes them home. Everyone's a bit sort of flustered and, you know, just at the fact that Shannon's dad is back. And we hear later on that there's been a fire, and it turns out Shannon's dad has deliberately set a fire, has killed himself and Shannon's mum, and he obviously was hoping and thinking that, you know, a few of the children at least would be in the house and that they would all basically burn alive. So it's this horrible, horrible, horrible section of the book. I just cannot put into words how stressful it was. And then I guess the rest of the book is we're just dealing with the aftermath of, you know, what's happened, the fallout. There's some beautiful moments in the rest of the book where Johnny's parents sort of essentially foster Shannon and her siblings, which is beautiful. There's also some like more heart-wrenching moments about how all of the individual siblings are dealing with the, you know, their parents' demise, and Joey's got some serious issues he's going into rehab for. So in some ways the book, there's a happy end to the book, but it also deals well with all of the not so happy aspects of their situation. So it's sort of, there's like some bittersweet elements to the book, but I cannot recommend this series enough. You have to read it. In my mind, it's another 5-star. I was trying to think which book I would rate higher, and they're both so good. Finding 13, Keeping 13. Do yourself a favor and read it now. Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, besties. This was so much fun. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our future videos, and please send us your book recommendations because this was such a great surprise for us. Until next time, bye.
Bye.